به ومن والاه. اللهم وفقنا لما تحب وترضاه واعط لكل عبد منا من الخير ما نواه وصلي وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد ومن والاه. Let's continue inshallah with isti'adha. We agreed yesterday that isti'adha is not part of the Quran. But when we're supposed to say it? At the beginning, yes, of recitation. Is that right? Okay. Let's assume that I stop reciting for any reason. Do I have to repeat isti'adha again? Yes or no? I stopped reciting, and then I wanna continue. I stopped reciting, and then I wanna continue.
Was there a different topic?
Is that about the time? Okay. Okay, I stopped reciting so we'll talk about the reasons. Regardless the time. So, yes and no. Jazakallah khair. Yes and no. It depends on the situation. Depends on the situation. How you explain that. Okay, let's say now I was reciting and then I sneeze, or I cough. Do I have to say isti'adha again?
No.
No. So if I stop اضطرارا ليس اختيارا, if we stop because of a reason that's out of my control, like a sneeze or something like that, then I don't have to say isti'adha again. Okay? If I choose to stop, even rad salam, even that's my choice. I want to reply salam. I choose to stop because I don't have to stop. If I'm reciting, if somebody says salam to me, I don't have to stop. I choose to stop. Then I will say isti'adha. If something out of my control, I don't have to say isti'adha. Okay. Now if I stopped because my Sheikh was correcting for me, something related to qira'ah, do I have to say isti'adha? No. No. If I stop because of, I'm reading back and forth and somebody correcting for me or a reason like that, then I should not repeat, isti'adha again. So it's in the beginning that, you say it and you don't repeat it unless you choose to stop. Okay. Now if I choose to stop and then after a minute I decide to come back, I will say isti'adha, regardless the time. Yes, so even just 1 minute, but I choose to stop. Then the next start, as if a new start, has nothing to do with the first one. No, we're talking about the adab, the manners. It's not must to say it. Yes, it's not must to say it anyway. But this is, the rules and the adab, of saying it. Yes. Let's say there are a group reciting. Do we have all of us to say isti'adha? Or just the first one? The first one. The first one is enough. And the other one continue. He doesn't have to say isti'adha. So the first one is enough, for all, if they are continuing, like one after one, taking turns. Okay. Is it out loud or secret? When isti'adha should be, and how? Is it be out loud or secret when you say isti'adha? Yes, first one, or let's say even a person by himself is reciting, they should say it out loud, or I just between me, and myself, I don't have to raise my voice with it. Isti'adha. It's both. Depend on situation. Depend on situation. Yes. Like in salah, it should not be out loud. That's correct. But when in mala, in public, when I'm start reciting, should be said out loud. When I recite in front of my sheikh, it's out loud, So it depends on the situation. That's correct. And what's the meaning, generally speaking, of the isti'adha? When you say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, you're seeking what?
Refuge.
Yes, which means protection. Is that right? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And let's assume that you are going in the jungle and there's wild animal came. Or let's say actually there's like a dog. Let's say you find a dog, and was about to jump on you, and you were scared. What's the easy way? What's the easy way to escape from that dog? He's huh?
Is it isti'adah?
It's isti'adah. No, it's not like that. But isti'adah, that means calling upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He will protect you from shaitan. But now you call upon somebody. If the dog came in your way, if the dog came in your way, you call the owner of the dog. Yes? And the owner of the dog, he will say to him, what's his name? Pope, Trump, whatever. He will call him something, and he will come, yes? Yes. So he will call the dog, and the dog will leave you, and he will go to the owner. Is that right? That's the easy way. Now you're going to somebody say, you know what? I'm going to hold like a big stone and will hit him. No. The easy way, just call upon the owner. And he will protect you from that. Just I'm making an example. It's just to say, look at that. How you protect yourself from shaitan? You need to fight with shaitan. Just call upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah will protect you. How you call upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. So this is the meaning of isti'adah. You asking Allah to protect you from shaitan. You get it? Is that clear? Yes. So this basically, the meaning of isti'adah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Okay. بالله ما الطبيعي تو حركة. بالله تو حركة. In the Mus'haf we don't write it like the alif. Should be there's alif. We pronounce it. Billah. There's alif. But we don't pronounce that one. وهذه الألف محذوفة. We don't even write it. Is that right? But there is alif. There's a mad طبيعي هنا. بالله. So we said بالله or بالله. La or la. So what's the rules here? Inna Allah. See Allah. See billah. It comes la. Is it la or la? Or both? Both. So the lamb, you could say la or la in the word Allah. Lafdul jalala, particularly, you could make tafkhim and you could make tarqiq. Okay, tell me now, just think of it. When you think I should say la and when you should say la in the word Allah, where it should be soft, where it should be strong, when it's going to be empty mouth or full mouth. When you say billahi or billahi, lahi or lahi, law. When?
You do.
Yes. Go ahead.
You do tafkhim when there's a fatha.
Yes.
The previous letter has a fatha.
Thank you, Bara. So which fatha? Where is fatha? Precedes by fatha. Okay, so there's a fatha. Okay, how about dhamma?
I'm not sure.
Yes, even dhamma as well. So the only time when you say tarqiq, when preceded by kasra. So the only time, like Bismillah. See? Bismillah. A'udhu billahi. 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 See, tarqiq. But inna Allah. Law. So if it's preceded by fatha or dhamma, you make tafkhim. If before that is a kasra, you make tarqiq. That's special rules about the word Allah. That somebody will say, oh, it's confusing. Do I have to know that all about Arabic letters? No, don't have to worry. Actually, Arabic letters in terms of tafkhim and tarqiq are 3 categories. There are 7 letters always are mufakham, always are strong. All are like, when you pronounce it, it's a full mouth. There are 7 of them. 3, sometimes muraqqaqa, sometimes mufakham. It depends on the some rules. And we're going to study that. And the rest are muraqqaq. So the muraqqaq are the majority. Mufakham, 7 all the time, and 3 sometimes. Just for general information, who knows that 7 always are mufakham? Who knows? خص ضغط قذ وسبع علو خص ضغط قذ. Yes, that's 7 letters. خص ضغط قذ. Don't worry. Somebody is confusing. No. This will be piece of cake, inshallah. So don't worry. We're going to memorize it. I didn't ask you to know it now. Just know there are 3 categories. And the other one, sometimes mufakham, sometimes muraqqaq. 3 letters. Alif, lam, ra. Okay. The alif, sometimes mufakham, sometimes muraqqaqa. Depends on the haraka after. Sorry, depends on halaqa before. Depends on the halaqa before. So that وتتبع ما قبلها الألف والخلف في الغنة ألف وتتبع ما قبلها الألف والخلف في الغنة ألف. So when you say الأعلى لا, okay, الذي خلق فسوى طغى غى. See? Yes. So we have to understand that Alif sometimes muraqqaq, sometimes mufakham. Lam in lafdh al-jalala here, and in Warish different role, like in story. That's different story. In Warish, that's by itself. That sometimes make tafkhim and tarqiq. That's different story. And then the ra that sometimes muraqqaq, sometimes mufakhama. We will come to that. Sometimes say ra, sometimes ri, see ri, ra, ri. So we'll talk about that bi'idhnillah subhanahu. So there's 3 categories among the letters in terms of tafkhim and tarqiq. Is it strong letters or soft letters? In that sense, 3 it depends, and 7 always mufakhama. The rest are muraqqaqa. Okay, now a'udhu billahi, billahi. When you say billahi, he, you change the meaning and you add in letters. Be careful. Don't say billahi. No. Billahi. Kasra only. Minash shaitani. Mina. It's min. Why I said mina? Why I make fatha? Mina. It's actually min. Min ila an ala. Lam al kaf al ba. Huruf al jar. So why I said mina? للتخلص من التقاء الساكنين, because there are 2 sukoons. Where are they? The 2 sukoons. The noon sukoon and the lam. The lam sukoon. Mina, min al, min al. The alif, here is alif wasl. So noon and lam, 2 sukoons. In Arabic, you cannot have the 2 sukoons. Unless at the time when you stop. When you stop, you can even have 3 sukoons. Yeah. When you stop, you can even have 3 sukoons. Can you give me a word when you stop? There are 3 sukoons. For example, the word jan, 3 sukoons. The alif it's sukoon, and the noon mushadda, which sukoon and haraka, and then I made sukoon in the noon. So it became 3 sukoons. Yeah. When you stop, that's a different rules. But when I, continue, I cannot make 2 sukoons together. Somehow I have to make some changes. Okay? Like now in the mad lazim, it's a change to make it easier for you to pronounce. Otherwise, it will be a little bit hard. So with 2 sukoons, the basic rules, you make the first one with kasra. Unless there's a reason you make it fatha or dhamma. You know, yeah, so sometimes the main rules you make kasra. But sometimes we make fatha or dhamma. So why I'm saying that? So if there's a kasra, you need to make illa, ta'leel. You don't make to say the reason why there is kasra. But now when you make fatha or dhamma, that's where you mention the reason. إن ساكنان التقى يكسر ما سبق وإن يكن لينا فحذفه أحق. Some they said إن ساكنان التقى يحرك ما سبق. No. اكسر. That's the main rules. إن ساكنان التقى يكسر ما سبق وإن يكن لينا فحذفه أحق. So that's the main rules to make kasra. But sometimes I change the sukun with fatha. Sometimes I change it with dhamma. It depends. Like word اشتروا الضلالة. I say اشتروا الضلالة. Why? Because the dhamma it fits more with jama'. عليكم الصيام. عليكم الصيام. Because dhamma fits more with jama'. It's a meme that's for jama'. And wow for jama'ah, the first one. So it fits more. You know, make it silent please, you know.
Yeah.
Those in the Zoom, please do not disturb us. Okay? If you have a question, go ahead. That's fine. So it's very, very important to understand that. Here, minash shaitani. I don't want to give more details, but why instead of sukoon made it fatha? Because there are two sukoons, so we have to change the first one. You know, normally to kasra, but in this case, we change it to fatha. Okay? So, karahat tawali al-amthal, meaning it's make it a little bit harder. That's why we switch it to fatha instead of, you know, kasra. Minash shaitani. Like min al-jinnati wal nas. Min al-jinnah, we say min al-jinnati. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani. Minash. This is like, you know, a lot of sifat in here. We didn't go to the details. But give it the time. Here the key for the one he want to master tajweed. You have to have a rhythm. Do not speed in some letters and go slowly in others. And generally speaking, if you want to learn, do not go fast. Later on, after you master ahkam, you can recite with hadr. Hadr, that's reciting with faster rhythm. So for now, if you want to learn ahkam, do not go that fast, okay? Go slowly. So minash, give it time so that the air comes. Minash shaitani. Minash shaitani. You know, minash shaitani. Not the shay. Ta. It's a strong letter, yes? One of the 7. Shaitani. Where's the alif? Where's the alif? Shaitani. In the Quran, and sometimes we drop the alif. Yes, you notice that, yes? We call it mahdhuf. Mahdhuf or muthbat. Huna mahdhuf. Why? Yeah, you make a sign, little bit sign on top. And by the way, all of those signs and dots was not exist at the beginning. They added to make it simple and easier for you to recite. So that sign of the mad small alif, they add it as mad alif mahdhufa. Why actually they drop it? What's the point? Generally speaking, لماذا الحذف؟ لماذا تحذف الألف؟ Why they drop the alif? For what reasons? Generally speaking, for one of 3 reasons. One of the 3 reasons. And I want you to figure which one in this. إما للاختصار, to make it short, especially the common words. There's words always being repeated and always you write it more often. You write it more often. So they made it shorter, easier. They dropped the alif. Like the word هذا, this is. Where's the alif? Ha, tanbih. And then that is ishara. هذا, it became like one word. Lakin, where's the alif? They drop it. And the word Ar-Rahman, where's the alif? They drop it. Okay? So, Bismi. Oh, Bismi, there's alif. Where's the alif should be in Bismi? Can you tell me? Huh? After ba. After the ba, the alif should be dropped. Except in 4 positions in the Quran, yes? There's a 4 position in the Quran, there's alif. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. Look at it. You have Mus'haf, look at it. اقرأ باسم ربك. It's not like Bismillah ar-Rahim. It's not the same. There are 4. باسم ربك الذي خلق. سبح باسم ربك العظيم. In Surah Al-Waqi'ah and in Surah Al-Haqqa. And the 4th one, Bismi. Yes. So there are 4 of them. Yes. Okay. So this Bismi, the alif is still there. Why is that? It's the same Bismi. Tell me. Why is that? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. There's no alif. Yes. Ba, Sin, Mim. And Iqra, Bismi Rabbika, there's alif. And by the way, all of them Bismi Rabbika, yes? Bismi Rabbika, Iqra Bismi Rabbika الذي خلق, Bismi Rabbika al-Azim. So Bismi Rabbika, all 4. Okay? There's alif. Why is that? Okay, now Bismi Rabbika, this is how normally we would write it with alif. But the one Bismillah, the one that's dropped. Why? Because Bismillah, that's a common, comes with this way. When it comes with that structure, with this form, Mudafa lafz al-Jalala, we drop the alif because this is the one it's commonly used. لكثرة استعمالها ودورها. But Bismi Rabbika is not commonly used. Yes, it's mentioned 4 times in the Quran, but it's not commonly used. You get the point? So sometimes we drop the alif. Have you seen the Bismi Rabbika? You saw it, yes? It's alif, has alif, yes? What's in the top of the alif? What's in the top of the alif? There is something in the top of the alif. What's in the top of the alif? Bismi Rabbika. No Hamza. No Hamza. It's a Hamza wasl, so you cannot write it. It's Sukoon. Bismi in the top. It's not Sukoon, no. It's a small sad. Yes, like a small sad. What the name is of that? What's the name of this? Yeah, but this, the circle or the small sad has a name called qaid. Qaid. You know qaid, when the police will come to put what? Cuffs. You know why? To limit your movement. So this qaid to limited that movement of the letter do not extend it. So that means that letter, it's silent. Do not pronounce it. In any letter you find that sign, that means that letter is silent. You don't pronounce it. Okay? So you don't pronounce it, but still write it. Bismi. Hamza wasl, yes. But that's called qaid. That's qaid. So the first reason, تحذف الألف اختصارا, to make it short. Remember, تحذف الألف اختصارا. The second one, اقتصارا. اقتصارا. So for those particular words for specific reason. اختصارا. Third reason, إشارة. To point or to highlight about something. Maybe because of other riwayah, that's how they recited with no alif, just to fit with the other riwayah, or for other reasons. There's a specific reason on that context. Okay? So there are 3 main reasons why they drop the alif. And we can talk about that. Do not worry. Do not worry. I'm telling you, do not be overwhelmed. That's what they want, even if too much information, do not be overwhelmed. I'm just going to repeat and more details coming. Be nice, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Until you give up. Inshallah. Okay. So, here, min ash-shaytani, it comes in which category? The first one, ikhtisaran, because it's commonly used, so they drop the alif. Yes? Min ash-shaytani. Min ash-shaytani ar-rajim. Okay. Do you like Arabic grammar? Do you like sarf, called ilm al-sarfi? There's ulum al-lugha al-Arabiya. There's something amazing about that. Wallah, it's very important to learn it. Because very important. Like for example, Sometimes from time to time we say the roots of the word. That's from ilm al-sarf. To know what's the roots of the word, it's very powerful. If you want to know the meaning of the word, one of the first point, you have to know the roots. There are 5 points that you have to know in order to understand each word as supposed to be. One of the main points, you have to know the roots of the word. And Arabic is very powerful. A lot of people, they said, it's difficult. No, what do you mean difficult? For writing, the writing is very easy, very unique in the pronunciation. There's no mixing in the letters. This phonetic for that letter. In English, same sound, and you'll find 5, 6 letters. Is that right? Like the word, the sound, chin. How many letters you can write in English? In Arabic, just one, sheen, yes? But in English, no, a lot. So could be CH, could be TI, could be SI, could be TIO, could be different things. The F could be what? Could be PH, could be F, could be IF, different things, Subhanallah. Sometimes FF you pronounce V, and one F you find V, or it's confusing sometimes. Is it right? Unless you memorize the word, you have to memorize how you pronounce it, and you have to memorize it how to write it. In Arabic, no. Whatever you pronounce, you write it. So easy to write and easy to read. Somebody say, well, it's difficult for me. No, I tell you something. If you're smart enough and you want to know how to read and write, I need maximum 8 hours from you. If you're smart enough. I don't want the too smart people, so if you are smart enough, 8 hours, you will know how to read and write any Arabic word. I'm telling you. Any Arabic word. You challenge even others. Arabic's not difficult. Till now, you're studying English until you graduated from university and you're still asking how you spell the word. Is that right? How you spell this one? Sometimes you could confuse about some words. Is that right? You're still confused about it. In Arabic, I need 8 hours from you. You will know how to read and write any Arabic word. Very simple, very direct, rules. So now adding the meaning, if you know the roots of the word, if you know one roots, that means you would know 25 words in Arabic. Adding some other information, if you know the structure. So from one roots, you could make easily 25 words. The word kataba. What's kataba? Kataba, something to do with writing, yes? Okay. Kataba, yaktubu, uktub, katib. Who's katib? Writer. Maktub, what's maktub?
It's already written.
Already written, but could be what? Could be a letter in English, could be, maktub, a book, could be different things, But in Arabic, it's very, really easy. Okay. Now, maktab. What maktab?
Library.
No, maktaba, library. Maktab. Could be office, could be desk, Subhanallah. See, now in English, it's changing the different words. In Arabic, still the same words. Okay. Kitab. What's kitab? Book. It's a different word in English. It has nothing to do with write. Kitab, right? It's different. Book. Maktab, or kutab. Kutab? Kutab could be writers or a place to teach Quran. Tahfid, makan, place of tahfid. Kutab. Give me other words. Give me other words from the same roots. Katiba? Yes, katiba. Ala katiba, printer, yes. Well, give me other things. Maktaba, yeah, maktaba could be library, yes. So, I'm just telling you, it's one roots, and you can derive many words, and easy to figure what these words. Very easy. In English, no, you have to memorize each one by itself. Even that's related to each other, but you have to know by itself. So which one is easier now? Tell me. Arabic or English? Arabic is, yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. Arabic grammar, yes, that's not that easy. But not that easy. Yes, need to focus. Yes, that's a different story. But that's fine. Because behind the language, there's logic. In English, it's easy, but there's no logic. There's no male and female. There's no dual, there's no logic. And even rules goes to one point and then stop. After that, there's no rules after that. Exception. The exception in the language more than the rules itself. You're going to keep learning more the time, and many things doesn't make sense. In Arabic, no, it's a logic. And that's why even in Arabic, there's a male and female, masculine, feminine, very clear. In English, everything's mixed, and now we know one of the reasons, why they mix, even in their language it's mixed. SubhanAllah. Astaghfirullah. They have to change even the language now. We go back, Actually, SubhanAllah, I don't know how they think. So the grammar behind the Arabic grammar, there are beautiful logic. Wallahi. So I'm saying that to want to encourage you to learn Arabic. You have not started yet? You have to. You have to. SubhanAllah. Imagine, it happened. They came to me. They said, "Can you, Sheikh, give us the marriage contract?" He's Canadian and he doesn't know a single word in the Chinese. And she is Chinese. She doesn't know a single word in English. I look at them. How you are going to love each other, and how are you going to express your love? How are you saying I love you in her language? How come? Did they speak the language? How that marriage will last? I don't know. I express your love and feeling. In the morning, he's so smart, and laugh, is that in a way? How you can, well, it's just pointing, SubhanAllah. But there's a good things about it, yes. Alhamdulillah, good things. Sometimes it's good, yes. For the married people, they know, yeah. So you don't understand your wife what she's talking about. Maybe it's good things, yes. And that will last, yes. That's a good thing. SubhanAllah. If you will make a long list, you bring nothing from it. I couldn't say anything. But nowadays, no, there's the translator, So, if you want to understand Quran, you understand the Sunnah, you will be close to the word of the Rasulullah. You want to learn it, yes? You want to learn it. Wallahi. You want to learn that one. So I want you really to learn, Bidnillah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when you say, I mastered language, what do you mean when I master it? What's the level you reach for it? I think when you master it, some people, they said, I master English when I start planning and thinking with myself in English. That's me on my good level in English. Could be. And so others, they said when I dream in English. When I dream in that English, I mean, even that good sign, I tell them, no, I know it's a master English or not. When I watch a comedy channel, I will laugh when they laugh, I know. One time I turned at the comedy channel, I was listening. They laugh. Yeah, it's a silly joke. What this? I couldn't understand why they laugh. You know why? Because the language is not only just you understand the word, you understand the concept behind. You get the point? So I think if somebody will test that he knows English or not, yes, if you understand all their jokes, sometimes they have bad jokes, especially after 10 at night. It's bad jokes, not good jokes. But if you understand their jokes, that means, yeah, you're good in English. In Arabic, if you understand the Quran and the language of the Quran, that's you good in Arabic. I don't want you to learn Arabic to communicate with other people. I want you to communicate with the Quran. So do your best. Wallahi, do your best. Wallahi, you will reach a level that you'll be amazing. So do not hesitate. I do not say it's too late, by the way. No. I want you to understand, Quran word by word. And there are many apps nowadays. There's many ways you can do that. And do you know how many roots, the main roots in the Quran? Do you know how many roots for the words in the Quran? I'll tell you something. Forget about the main roots. If you understand 300 roots, you learn 300 roots of the words in the Quran. There are 300 main roots of the words in the Quran. You will understand 70% of the Arabic, of the Quranic words. So you should hurry. You should ask me, where's that 300 roots? I want those 300 roots. So if I learn that one, I would know 70% of the Quranic words. Is that too much? 300 roots? Just every day, if you learn every day 3 roots, in a simple math, how many days you need? 100 days. How many months? 3.5 or even less. You will know 70% of the Quranic Arabic words. Yes. So I want you just to make some effort bin Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I hope the message reach you in bin Allah. Okay. Let's recite together again. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I need individuals from you here and from the Zoom that would recite. You can use the mic if you want. So who would be volunteering? Say isti'adha. Yes. Go ahead. Bara, you want to recite? Any one of you? Shaima, go ahead.
I'm doing the isti'adha, right?
Yeah, yes, isti'adha, yes. All isti'adha, yes. Now.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
That's good. Only ra mufakhama. Do not make it ra. Repeat again. Ar-rajim. Yes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Ahsanti. The time that you spend to pronounce the hamza in the beginning, make it shorter. Go strong, muhaqqaqa, muraqqaqa, qawiyya, and do not extend it. Yes, go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Ahsanti. Only last things now, the time that you spend it for mad tabi'i, billah, shaitan, should be the same. The time is the same. Say it again. Yes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Perfect. MashaAllah. May Allah bless you. One from here. Anyone? Yeah, go ahead. Anyone? Bismillah. Sheikh Abdul Rahman. Yes. Yes, go ahead. It's not working? Okay, that's fine. Ahsan, no comment. MashaAllah. Rahi or Yusra? Yes?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
I think you're good, only you need to go slowly. Do not go fast. Okay? Just go slowly. And you have more trust, and confidence. Yes, trust for yourself and confidence. Yes, go ahead again. Say it again.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
You're still going a little bit fast. So let's start together, me and you, together. Now, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Okay. Again, say it again.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Much better. Yes. Another person here. Yes, brother. It's good. I want you to have a rhythm. Yeah, it has to be, not, you speed up in one place and then you slowly another one. It's all at the same speed. Okay. Together, me and you. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. By self. Okay. الشيء مرققة من الشيطان. أحسنت. الله عليك. It's a good start. Okay. Bara. Yes, I can hear, you know, if you want to recite, some of you.
Can I go?
Yes, go ahead. Is that working?
Can I try?
If you can give it to sisters. But they have to turn only when they. Yes, go ahead. It's cutting. Okay, repeat again. I cannot hear you. Yeah. Yes, please.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, repeat it now. Yes, I can now.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
So the sheen, you have to make it clear that, you know, that hums, you know, and a'udhu, you pronounce the dal. I heard it dal. Okay, say it again.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Much better. So a'udhu, your tongue has to be in the front, touching the upper teeth. You know, a'udhu. Yes, one of the sisters there. Go ahead.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Okay. Yes. One more time.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
Okay. Yes, Jazakallah khairan. It's a good start. May Allah bless you. You can turn off because it's giving feedback. Okay. We continue. And I will listen to each one of you, bi'idhnillah. So when we conclude Al-Fatiha, or even now if you want to do that, if you want to wait until we conclude it, that would be great. You send it to me, and I will send you back my comment. Until, inshallah, you know, you improve your recitation. And it's very important that you practice. You go and read it out loud. You have to. If you want to practice, you have to. Close your room and shout. Let them say you're crazy, you know, that's fine. I love the Quran and recite Quran. And take a mirror in front of you and look at it. Because one of the main problems that we don't have a right movement for our jaw. Sometimes we recite, you know, and our jaw doesn't move. No. You have to have the right movement. To look at yourself. And it's good even to record yourself. Sometimes we couldn't figure out mistakes. But when you listen to yourself, you could figure. So these are some of the tips that will help you to improve your recitation. Together. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Repeat it. Again. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Okay. Now, when I say Ar-Rajim, you notice that I made it like maybe 4 haraka. How many haraka Ar-Rajim? Could be 2, 4, or 6. No, could be 3. Any of those. Could be 2 or 4 or 6. Any one of 3. However, if you choose in this one 2 haraka, then in the similar one you go with 2 haraka. وَاللَّفْظُ فِي نَظِيرِهِ كَمِثْلِهِ. If you choose to go by 4, then you make it similar to the other one, it's 4. So now, for example, say Ar-Rajim. Okay, 4 halaka. And I will say Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Same. Nasta'een. So same length for all of them. Yes, it's permissible to say 2 or 4 or 6. However, to be more accurate, when you select 2, follow for the similar one 2. And when you have 4, it should be the same. وَاللَّفْظُ فِي نَظِيرِهِ كَمِثْلِهِ. Agreed? Okay. Quran lovers.
Jannah seekers.
Quran lovers.
Jannah seekers.
Jannah seekers. Jannah seekers. Ameen. Ameen. Okay. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Can you give me one tissue? Like, or even the box, the whole box. I want to show you something. Yes. Bis. What this? You see the error? Bis. This is hamis. What's hamis? جريان النفس عند النطق بالحرف. So you have to let the air go. Do not hold it. Bismillah. Bismillah. Yes, Bismillah. There are a group of people. They were guests, and the host asked them, "Do you want to?" He brought the food, and he said, "Do you want to start eating, or you pray?" He said, "You know what? Let's pray first." And the hadith, "La salata bihadar ta'am." Yes. There's no salah when they present the food. But do not present the food always at that time for salah. But anyway, so they brought the food there and decided, you know what, let's say pray and then we can eat after. So while they are praying, a cat came. Start like smelling their food, start like, almost licking, or they did, I don't know. But there, and they were so praying salah, they were frustrated. And he started, Bismillahir. He knew that how they make, you make hummus. He made the hummus like, to scare the cat, Bismillah, kiss, bis. So remember this one called hummus. Bismillah, Bismillah. Okay? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
That's good. Is that Shaima? I like it.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it's good. Okay. Who would try? Who will try? Another person. Arwa. Okay. Yeah. Bismillah. It's good. Duha or Arwa, I don't know who is, or who can say it. Yes, go ahead. It's good, but do not cut it. It's like one statement. Say it again. Yes, say it again. One more time, one more time. Okay, Bismillahir. Yes, Ra. Mufakhama. Okay, excellent. MashaAllah. Yeah, but that's qalqala. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. No, qalqala hadi. Who was reciting? Who was reciting? Who was reciting last one? Last one. Who's last was last one? What's your name? Huh? No name, no name. Okay, no name. No name. It's okay. Thank you. Yes, anyone can, when I would recite Basmala from here, from this group. After you talk, can you please always mute yourself after you recite? Yes, thank you. Yes, go ahead. Akram?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
So we're going to bring cat here, so in order to pronounce it, the scene. More. Bismi.
بسم
No,
الله
not bis.
بسم الله
أيوة.
الرحمن
ابتسامة. بس.
الرحيم.
معها ابتسامة شوية. بس. Yeah. بسم الله. Yes, again.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
It's good. But I want you to let the air. Let it. Bismillah. Let the air comes more. Bismillah. Yes, more.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
أحسن. الرحمن or رحماني. ما or ما. ما. Okay. الرحمن. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Together. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. One more time. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Okay. Okay. MashaAllah. Okay. Now, when you say Basmala, is it part of the Quran? Okay. It is part of the verse in the Quran in Surah An-Naml. In Surah An-Naml, it's a part of the verse. Yes. إِنَّهُ مِن سُلَيْمَانَ وَإِنَّهُ بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ. Is it part of each surah?
Except one, Surah Tawbah.
No, but even Surah Tawbah and in other surahs, they are not ayah. But is it part of it? No. Now when you recite it in the beginning of each surah, except the Tawbah, that's a different story. But I'm asking, is it ayah? Is it part of each surah? No.
No.
Is it part of Surah Al-Fatiha?
Yes.
Yes and no. Why is it just yes? Yes and no? Yes. Now because that debatable issue between us, عادين القرآن. We said وَالْكُوفِ مَعْ مَكٍّ يَعُدُّ الْبَسْمَلَةِ سِوَاهُمَا أُولَى عَلَيْهِمْ عُدَّ لَهُ. And we look at the fuqaha, they have different opinions. You want to touch that a little bit? Okay. Imam Malik said, no, it's not part of the Fatiha. And he has some evidence for that. One of that, the Hadith al-Qudusi, قَسَمْتُ الصَّلَاةَ بَيْنِي وَبَيْنِ عَبْدِي قِسْمَيْنِ فَإِذَا قَالَ الْعَبْدُ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ. So he started with Alhamdulillah, he didn't start with Bismillah. And another hadith that Abu Hurairah said, I prayed behind the Prophet behind Abu Bakr, behind Umar, and I have not heard any one of them start with Bismillah ar-Rahim. There's another hadith. And from the logic, some of the scholars have said that's a debatable, and anything that's debatable, that's not part of the Quran, because Quran has no ikhtilaf in it. So they mentioned that, different reasons, why it is no basmala, at the beginning for Malikiyah. Imam al-Shafi'i said, no, it is part of the Fatiha, and you have to say it. You have to say it. أي عمل دبال لا يبدأ فيه بسم الله فهو أبتر. And that's a hadith. You should start with basmala, in any action on Fatiha, عمل دبال. That's one of his evidence. And there's another hadith, and interesting, that's narrated by Abu Hurairah himself. That's Imam Shafi'i used as evidence. That's a basmala. It's an ayah in Surah Al-Fatiha. So there are some hadith and evidence that supported his opinion. Imam Ahmad, for him, he would recite it silent in Salah, because there are hadith that was accepted by him, that the Sahaba and the Prophet and Sahaba كانوا يسرون بسم الله. They used to recite secretly Bismillah ar-Rahim. You cite, not out loudly. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And Imam Abu Hanifa, he would say it secretly, not out loudly. Why? Because he said khurujan al-khilaf. It's not about like consider ayah or not ayah. To be in a safe side, I would recite it. So he recited not because he considered ayah or not ayah or because of evidence, khurujan min al-khilaf, to be in a safe side. So there are 4 opinions. And any of them, it's fine, it's valid because it's supported by evidence. Yes? It's something you cannot say tarjih, this strong or not, because each one has his way to make tarjih, to say this is stronger opinion than the other one. What may consider strong in my side, maybe it's not stronger in the other person's side. But the most important thing is to understand that they pray behind each other and they respect the opinion of each other. Imam Shafi'i, many salawat, he prayed behind Imam Malik as he is one of the students of Imam Malik. Imam Malik was one of the teachers of Imam Shafi'i. And Imam Shafi'i prayed behind Imam Malik and he respected his opinion. That even though that Imam Shafi'i considered that as an ayah, but he still, respect the opinion of Imam Malik that's considered not an ayah. Okay? Some of you, they said, oh, how come? You said the Sheikh is an ayah, not ayah, look at the Mus'haf. Yeah, but you show me the Mus'haf that's in Abd al-Kufi, that's maybe Hafiz Mus'haf. I could show you another Mus'haf that, Abd al-Madani, like written by Riwayat Qalun or Warsh. I'll show you that's not an ayah. If you want to see that now, I have some Masahaf that like that. So this is not an evidence. We then go talk about evidence from what's written in a Mus'haf. No, that's written based on the Ad-Din. When those count the scholars, based on that, they wrote the Masahaf based on that. Huh? Can you change from time to time? It's better in Salah to pick one opinion. It's not based on the riwayah. It's based on the fiqh. And the Qurra all agreed, by the way, and we'll come to that. The difference between fuqaha, not the Qurra. The fuqaha, where they decided or they disagreed, that's an ayah or not an ayah. The Qurra all agreed. Okay, so you pick one opinion and you go for it. Like for me, I'm in this sense, I see the opinion of Imam Ahmad more valid in this and in being a safe side, in this case. But you can pick any of that.
Can you go from Imam to Imam?
Yeah, so all Qurra has one opinion. Whenever you start with any surah, Fatiha or others, you have to say Basmalah. Upon starting, there's a Basmalah. So when it comes to Qur'an, there's no differences. But not because of they counted ayah or not ayah, this is the adab, the manners of reciting the Qur'an. Okay? Yes. ومهما تصلها أو بدأت براءة لتنزيلها بالسيف لست مبسملا. When you start any surah, Fatiha or any other surah, you start with Basmalah. Okay? So Qur'an, they have only one single opinion. ومهما تصلها أو بدأت براءة لتنزيلها بالسيف لست مبسملا ولا بد منها في ابتدائك سورة سواها وفي الأجزاء خير من تلا. When you start with any surah except Bara'ah, except the Tawbah, we start with any surah, you should start with Basmalah, with saying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So it is must for all Qurra, with no exception. When you start any surah except Tawbah, you start with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Am I clear?
Yes.
Quran lovers, Jannah
Yes.
seekers. Okay. So we start with Basmalah. Now, if I'm starting from any ayah, not at the beginning of the surah, why should do? If I'm starting with any ayah, not the beginning of the surah. Is it time? Yeah.
You say Bismillah if it's the first time you're reciting?
If your first time to recite, say A'udhu Billah. We agree on that at the beginning. But do you have to say Bismillah? It's preferable. It's not must. It's a preferable. It's an option. If I'm starting from Allahu La Ilahu, for example, when I'm starting from Allahu La Ilahu, it's not the beginning. Verse 255 of Surah Al-Baqarah. Yeah, I don't have to say Bismillah Rahim in this. It's better to say it because you get the reward of saying it. But is it must? No. It's must at the beginning, but it's not must when you are reciting any verse except the beginning. Even the second verse is different from the first verse. The second verse, I have options. The first verse, it's a must.
If there is an azab, like an ayah of azab, then you still say Bismillah?
Repeat it.
If there is an ayah you're going to read, it's an adab, would you still say Bismillah?
Yeah.
Punishment or something.
Yes, you still say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Even ayah of adab, you start with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay? There's no issue with that. Okay? So, do you connect it together? That's not from Husnul Qira'ah. You connected Basmala with Ayah Adab together. It's better not. But do you say Bismillah Rahim? Yes, you say Bismillah Rahman Rahim. I'll give you example. At the beginning of Surah Al-Mutaffifin, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said? Wailun. Is it Adab? Is still there is Basmala or not in the beginning of Mutaffifin? There is Basmala. Yes, there is. But it's not preferable to connect it with Basmala. It's not preferable to say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim wailun. It's better to separate it. Yes? But that's another thing. It's not, I'm saying it must. But you say Basmala, you say Basmala. And the same question now, any verse, not at the beginning of Surah At-Tawbah. Do you have to say Bismillah or not? Do you say have the option to say Bismillah or not? Surah At-Tawbah. Is it at the beginning? At the beginning you cannot say it. But beside that, can I say it or not?
Like if I go in the middle of the surah?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it's preferred.
Tawbah.
Is the rule?
Tawbah.
Yeah.
And then maybe you start with the word qatilu. Or any word like you start with Bismillah, you still start with Bismillah. Yeah, you can. So, however, some scholars they said makruh. In the Tawbah, some of scholars they said makruh. They said it's haram at the beginning, makruh at the fil atna in the middle, and some they said fine. I will go with that opinion. It's fine. So at the beginning of each surah, you say basmala. It's must to say it, except Tawbah, you should not say it, and it's not allowed to say it. Beside that, if you are citing any part of the surah, then you have the options. Now, when I say have the options, it's better to say it. Now, let me now testing your information that you understand that or not. Okay, but before I go that, I will just add more rules. If I started at the beginning of the surah, so at the beginning of the surah, I will start with Isti'adha, and then Basmala, and then the beginning of the surah. What are the options? What are the options of reciting? All options of reciting are there. قطع الجميع القطع ثم الوصل ثم القطع أو وصل الجميع. All of that are allowed. So I could say Isti'adha by itself, Basmala by itself, and then start with the beginning of the surah. Or I could say Isti'adha and Basmala together, and then I start at the beginning of the surah. Or say Isti'adha by itself, and then Basmala and beginning of the surah together. Or I can say all of it together. All options, that's fine. I don't have, to stop. I could say all of those options. Okay, that at the beginning of the surah when I'm reciting Al-Basmala. Now at the beginning of Surah Tawbah, how many options there are? 2 options only. Either say isti'adha by self and then begin from the beginning of the surah, or I connect it together. That's fine. Both options are permissible. Now, when I'm starting not at the beginning of the surah, still, if I'm saying the Basmala, the 4 options are there. The 4 options are there. Now, if I'm starting from any verse and I decide not to say Basmala, what are the options? Here are the questions. If I'm starting not from the beginning and I decide not to say Basmala, what are the options? Say isti'adha and then I begin with the ayah. The second option, can I connect the isti'adha with the beginning of the ayah? I can, unless the beginning of the ayah, name of Allah or a pronoun that related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, for example, I cannot say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم الله لا. I cannot say that one. I cannot say it. But why? الرجيم الله? No, I cannot say this. Can I say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إليه يرد علم الساعة? Can I say that? الرجيم إليه يرد علم الساعة? No, I cannot say it. That's only for Allah. So if إذا كان أول الآية اسم من أسماء الله أو ضمير يعود عليه فلا يجوز وصل الاستعاذة بأول الآية. Okay? Now let me ask you or trick you. Let me ask you. Say, can I say this? Can I say this? And tell me why. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم الرحمن علم القرآن. Can I say this? Why?
No.
Why no?
Because Ar-Rahman is one of his sifat Allah.
No, Shayma, no. Because this is the beginning of the surah, I have to say Basmala.
Right.
I tricked you, you know. Yes, be careful. I told you I tricked you, you know. So here, because of the beginning of the surah, I have to say Basmala, not because of the Allah and the Rahman, the name of the Allah. Okay, so
I have a question though.
Rakkizu. I'm always gonna ask you and trick you, you know. Yes.
Imam Mohamed, I have a question though, but isn't it like the Basmala a yes and no? Like, is the Qur'an said yes, you should?
No. At the beginning of the surah, there's no dispute. At the beginning of the surah, I have to. Now, in between the surahs is different. There are 7 ruwat, they will say the Basmala. Others, they will say no. وَبَسْمَلَ بَيْنَ السُّورَتَيْنِ بِسُنَّةٍ رِجَالٌ نَمَوْهَا دِرْيَةً وَتَحَمُّلًا. Between the 2 surahs, some Quran, they will say Basmala. وَبَسْمَلَ بَيْنَ السُّورَتَيْنِ بِسُنَّةٍ باقلون رجال عاصم نموها كساي تحمل ابن كثير دال. So وَبَسْمَلَ بَيْنَ السُّورَتَيْنِ بِسُنَّةٍ رجال نموها دِرْيَةً وَتَحَمُّلًا. So there are some of them, they will make Basmala between the surahs, 2 surahs, and some not. Okay? What's the option? What are the options? What are the options? وبين كل سورة وأخرى لمن يبسمل 3 تقرأ قطع الجميع ثم وصل الثاني قطع الجميع ثم وصل الثاني ووصل الكل فقرة بالإتقان. So if you recite between the 2 surahs, you make Basmala, yes? I finished Surah Al-Falaq, and now I'm starting Surah Al-Nas. I will say Basmala, and all options, that's fine, except one option is not allowed. So I cannot say وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ بِسْمِ اللَّهِ الرَّحْمَنِ الرَّحِيمِ. I cannot say that.
Okay.
I cannot say that. I could say all other options, the other 3, but I cannot say this. I cannot connect Basmala with the end of the surah and then stop. Because the Basmala, the purpose of it to start with the next one. not to connect it with the previous one. Okay? ومهما تصلها مع أواخر سورة فلا تقفن الدهر فيها فتثقلا. If you want to connect, basmala with the end of the surah, then I should continue. I should not stop. I should say, ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل أعوذ برب الناس. Okay? So I could connect it. I should not stop. So there are three options. At the beginning of the surah are allowed, but this one option is not allowed. It's one thing for the advanced student, to remain. Now, if I want to recite surah before At-Tawbah and then I start with Tawbah, how I should recite? Because we said there's no basmala here. What are the options?
Technically, you can connect it, right? Because
I could connect it. So the first option that I stopped at the end of the previous surah and then I start with Tawbah. The second option I connected. Yes, that's fine. There are third options. The third option. No, isti'adha at the beginning, we agreed. It's not in the middle. The third option, as-saktu. A sect. That's a different rules. We can study it later. In Hafiz, there are certain places, where there's a second. You get the second. You have heard, when the Qari will say, كَلَّا بَلْ رَانَ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ, or he will say, وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ. For example, okay, there are other ones. But this is here one of the positions. So second, you hold your breath for 2 seconds, and then you start the next one. You get it? So you stop with sukoon and holding your breath. And then you start with the next one. Remember this. وَبَيْنَ سُورَةِ الْأَنْفَالِ وَتَوْبَةٍ بِلَا بَسْمَلَةٍ قِفًا أَوْ اسْكُتْ أَوْ صِلَا. Who can repeat it? Who's smart can get it from the first time? وَبَيْنَ سُورَةِ الْأَنْفَالِ وَتَوْبَةٍ بِلَا بَسْمَلَةٍ قِفًا أَوْ اسْكُتْ أَوْ صِلَا. Three options. وبين سورة الأنفال وتوبة بلا بسملة قفنا واسكت وصلة. This is for advanced one, do not worry about it. But inshallah we'll continue more. Let's recite isti'adha and basmala one more time. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Beautiful. May Allah bless you all. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you among the huffaz. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant for all of us the company of our beloved Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam at that day when we are enjoining to listen to the Quran from the mouth of our beloved Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ameen. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.